My name is Libert. I'm a regional advisor at the UNECE in Geneva. UNECE is serving as a secretariat for the Water Convention, and of course this secretariat works mainly with servicing the convention as such. But we also have a number of activities that are helping the countries to implement the convention. I'd like to tell you about a few of these activities and results that has been achieved. For example, when the Soviet Union was dissolved in the 90s, there were plenty of sort of coherent water management themes that were broken down. For example, there are plenty of rivers that during the Soviet time were national rivers, but when the different republics became sovereign countries, there was a need to establish good cooperation and to use, for example, the water resources as efficiently as possible together. One example is the two rivers, the Chu and Talas Rivers, which are shared by Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan, where many of the infrastructure related to servicing the irrigation in both countries are situated in Kyrgyzstan, while also Kazakhstan has an important stake and uses this infrastructure. So the two countries requested some support from UNECE, and we then started to help them to set up a formal platform for cooperation. And presently, since 2006, Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan has a very efficient and good cooperation and manages and maintain the dams, canals together for the service of the two countries. And it was important, although there was a sort of a good cooperation, a friendly, neighborly cooperation between the two countries beforehand, but the formal platform for cooperation, the Commission, has turned out to be a necessity to have an efficient and good cooperation on water. Another example is the Drin River. It's a very complex river basin that includes 3 major lakes and several rivers. Until now, there has not been any formal cooperation between the countries, or informal, I should add. In 2011, we had been able to facilitate a memorandum of understanding between the 5 riparians that would try to develop a common approach to a sustainable management of this complex river system. And there are plenty of challenges in this river system. For example, there are several examples of major floods during the past years. There is also a problem of water quality, protection of biodiversity. There is a problem now, or a challenge now, one would rather say, that several hydropower stations and dams are being planned on the different rivers. And of course, in order to do that properly, to build or not to build these hydropower stations, you have to have a good consultation process between the different riparians. That's an absolute necessity. A final example that I would like to raise is the recent signing of the Treaty on the Sustainable Use and Management and Protection of the Dniester River. The Dniester River is shared by the two countries, Ukraine and Moldova. And it's interesting because the river starts in Ukraine, flows into Moldova, and then flows back into Ukraine. It's a very important river with regard to water supply for the two countries. And for example, the major city of Odessa is getting all its water from the Dniester River. It's quite a lot of challenges with regard to flood protection. It's challenges with regard to biodiversity protection. And now this new treaty, which is actually a representative of a new generation of treaties that takes into account not only the river and the river flow, but also the whole basin. And we look forward from the UNECE to supporting the countries in implementing the treaty in a good way. In conclusion, I can say that we have the opportunity in the UNECE to have an active dialogue with the countries, parties as well as non-parties, and to try to identify together with the countries what are the opportunities to develop cooperation under different political and environmental circumstances, to use the possible windows of opportunity that arises. And we look forward to working with the countries to further a good transboundary cooperation on water.